set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Then he rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of everyone in the synagogue were fastened on him. He said to them, "Today this scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." Luke 4:14-21. This is profound. Jesus returns to the town where he grew up and starts a public ministry. One Saturday, he goes to the front of the synagogue, the Jewish house of worship, where he would have spent many Saturdays as a kid, and he reads a famous messianic prophecy from the prophet Isaiah. Jesus finishes this prophecy, one that the Jewish people would have been reading for about 700 years, by identifying himself as the one spoken of by Isaiah. Now, can you imagine this? Maybe you grew up with this guy. He was your stickball buddy. He was the son of Joseph, to say. The local folks were a bit skeptical. Well, then Jesus calls them out and challenges their doubt by pointing to past Hebrew generations who were also skeptical of the scriptures and the prophets. Well, apparently that didn't go so well, because his neighbors become an angry mob and they threaten to kill Jesus by throwing him off a nearby cliff. Jesus escaped the mob, but in the process, he's more or less run out of town. So Jesus had to walk about 25 miles down the road to Capernaum. But about halfway there, he would have been greeted with this beautiful sight. I'm guessing that he stood somewhere near here and took it all in. This is the Sea of Galilee. Heard such language from their teacher, and never before had they seen Jesus in such anguish. The scripture even goes on to tell us that Jesus sweated drops of blood. Now today, the medical community calls this very rare condition hematidrosis, or blood sweat, where the blood oozes from the forehead or the tear ducts, the nose or the nails. It can be caused by severe distress, and obviously, Jesus was in severe distress. Gethsemane, the name of the olive grove itself, even contributes to the agony of the scene. Hebrew gat means press, and shemen means oil. It was as if Jesus' sorrow was so intense that he was being pressed, squeezed, crushed under the weight of a huge olive press. Jesus fully understood everything that was about to transpire. And his prayer, "Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done," was such an important moment in time. Some have said that that was the point that the entire battle was won. The final point of resolve to see his mission through to the end. No turning back. Jesus understood his identity. He understood his destiny. Jesus himself would be the final Passover lamb that was to be slain. Likely bolder now than before he left to pray, Jesus reconvened with his disciples and said this: "See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." Matthew 26:45 and 46. As I walk through the Garden of Gethsemane today, it's remarkable to note that this section of trees dates to between 1500 and 2000 years ago. See those thick, gnarly trunks? Many scholars believe that these actual trees have been pruned back each year since the time uncovered ruins of beautiful homes in the upper city that included enclosed central courtyards. Now, I don't know what the whole scene would have looked like as they were escorting Jesus through the city that night, but it was probably pretty intense, which is likely why Peter was following at a distance. Now, Peter ended up in the courtyard of the high priest. The high priest would have lived in a house very much like this one, walking through the remains of a first-century priestly mansion. In fact, it could have actually been this house. We don't know for sure. Now, remember when Jesus told Peter that he would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed at dawn? Well, sure enough, that night, he found none. For many bore false witness against him, but their testimony did not agree. And the high priest stood up in their midst and asked Jesus, "Have you no answer to make? What is it that these men testify against you?" But he remained silent and made no answer. Again, the high priest asked him, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed?" Jesus said, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, and coming with the clouds of heaven." And the high priest tore his garments and said, "What further witnesses do we need? You have heard his blasphemy. What is your decision?" And they all condemned him as deserving death. Mark 14:55-64. What was going on here? Why was this simple statement of "I